Well, April 2nd, the Junos do come to Canada, and they're going to be in Ottawa this year. And Tim Neufeld, Manitoba's kind of taken over the Junos, especially in the gospel category. And we have another Juno nominee here, Jaylene Johnson. I am so glad that you're here. But what's up with Manitoba? You guys are producing music like crazy. This is wonderful.
I guess it's just so cold in the winter, all we do is woodshed.
There's nothing else to do. We're just going to play music.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about this. You've been a while before you have recorded your own CD again. This has come out of a few years of kind of journeying. And you've written some beautiful songs for this. Potter and Clay is, I've got it in my CD player, and it hasn't come out for a number of days. And I love the songwriting. But tell us a little bit about that process. This has been a while for you.
Yeah, you know, after a brutal car accident in 2004, I couldn't tour, and I ended up focusing on songwriting. But over the years, I did a lot of co-writing with other people, and it became very scary for me to write on my own. I think I had a weight of expectation, and you know, what if I wrote and the songs weren't very good? And I also knew that there were some things that I needed to sit with before God, and I was nervous about that too. It's funny how we get like that, even though we've been Christians for a while. Yeah,
well, you had lost your voice in that process. So not only are you feeling a little bit sensitive about your songwriting, but that's got to be, how does that feel? I mean, this is what you do.
Yeah, I lost my voice, and when I say lost, I could make sounds, but my voice was entirely unreliable for about a year and a half. I had to cancel all my gigs. Even songwriting was very difficult, but its sense of humor, its identity. Around the same time, my husband and I were told we'd never have a family, or our chances were close to zero. So there was a major identity crisis going on in my life, and seeing all the problems in the world, and even being a mature believer, I did wonder, like, God, do you still hear my prayers? And do I even have a right to pray these things when I have a roof over my head and food in my fridge and a wonderful marriage? And God did bring me through it. We call it desert time, and God does not desire to leave us in the desert, but to lead us through. And so the songs that came for this record were chronicling that journey, not pulling any punches about the difficulty of it, but also leading to a place of surrender and hope in God's sovereignty. Because I now am expecting my second baby.
I know, this is so great. You know, you talk about, you know, the accident and all this stuff and this infertility, and now you're expecting baby number 2.
Baby number 2, my voice is recovered. I mean, it's amazing. If you'd asked me 3 years ago if this was the place I'd be at, I would have said, no, there's no way. But God has been faithful even when I've been faithless.
And Steve Bell came alongside of you.
Oh, yeah. I
love that guy. And he's been a pioneer, not only just for music, but for a lot of the gospel musicians. He's kind of been, I don't know, a mentor to a lot of people, and he kind of was a part of this record with you.
He was. It was 2015, the month of June, and he sat with me, gave me a few hours of his time, and just poured encouragement into me and said, look, you know, if you want to do another record, we'll give you our studio, and just spoke words of support and encouragement and care. And that was a catalyst conversation that led me to rent a cabin, and off I went and wrote 2 songs a day for a week, and that ended up being the bulk of the album.
Now, when you do something like that, are you wanting to write a hit, or are you just really hoping that you're going to pour yourself out and let people know? Is that a fine balance, or as a songwriter, is it hit first, or is it vulnerability first?
Well, you know, I can speak to this situation and tell you that the music industry, that part of music, had made me quite cynical and jaded and broken my heart. And I had to lay an offering down for God and say, I will let go of my ego, and I'm just going to let whatever songs come. And God has been shifting the paradigm in my life and showing me that His ways are different from our ways. And I don't want to slip back into the way that I used to think about music. Music is a gift that we're given, and meant to be enjoyed and meant to be a blessing to others too. And that's what I'm holding on to. And so I'm thrilled when these songs are reaching and touching people. It's great.
And it is a blessing. I love it. My wife loves it. And I know these songs, when you, there's something cool about the fact that when you let go, something special comes from that. If you want to get a hold of Jaylene's album, what's the website they can go to, the best one for you?
Oh, you can go to www.jaylenejohnson.com, and you can order a physical copy there or a digital download.
You can also get a download as well.